AGORACOM Talks, your weekly go-to source for the best small-cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. For this deep dive, we're really zeroing in. We want to focus on two key things: where smart money is putting its capital, and, maybe more importantly, the kind of high-grade drill results that make investors sit up and take notice.
What's really interesting right off the bat is this almost tectonic shift we're seeing in how companies are funding growth. AGORACOM, actually, they just hosted this webcast with BlockRidge. Really successful. All about tokenized financing.
The tokenized financing.
Yeah, brought together over 200 execs, focusing on putting real-world assets onto the blockchain. The Q&A actually ran longer than the presentation itself. Huge interest.
Right, and this isn't some, fringe idea anymore, is it? I mean, you look globally.
No, not at all. The momentum is huge. You've got the SEC launching Project Crypto. Nasdaq's talking about trading tokenized securities, by Q3 2026?
So, okay, big picture stuff. But what's the impact, right now, for the junior market?
Well, it means finding real solutions. AGORACOM's already in talks, potentially, for nearly $400 million in tokenized financing. And the goal here is crucial. Help companies raise that growth capital, but also, this is key, avoid predatory financing structures.
Okay, let's unpack that a bit. Predatory. What does that actually look like on the ground for these small caps?
Typically it's things like massive dilution, warrants struck way too low, or just huge fees that really tie a company's hands, especially if they're already struggling. Tokenization might offer a way to get capital without giving away the farm, so to speak.
Right, but even with these new ways emerging, that traditional insider validation, that still speaks volumes.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing beats seeing the people who know the company best put their own money in.
Exactly. So speaking of that, let's look at who's committing serious cash right now. New Age Metals, they trade NAM on the TSXV, just secured up to 3.5 million Canadian.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. Their biggest shareholder, Eric Sprott, the resource investing heavyweight.
Yep, know the name.
He put in $2 million of that $3.5 million.
Wow. That's more than half the raise.
Right. That's not just support, that's real conviction from the inside. And the financing, it includes units at 22 cents, flow through at 26 cents, both with warrants, funding fieldwork, maybe acquisitions.
And that flow-through component is important too. Gives them access to, often cheaper tax-advantaged capital here in Canada for that exploration work.
Meanwhile, you see validation turning into actual execution with ES Gold. That's ESAU on the CSE.
Ah, yes, ES Gold. What's the latest there?
Their CEO, Gordon Robb, basically confirmed they are, quote, fully financed to finish building their mine in Quebec.
Fully financed. That's the magic phrase, isn't it? It means they stop dialing for dollars and start building.
Exactly. Execution, not fundraising. Their Montauban project. It's on track. Construction done by mid-Q4 2025. And they're aiming for first gold and silver pour in 2026. Reprocessing tailings. That's that huge step, moving from explorer to producer. Okay, so that's the capital story, new methods, strong insider backing. What about the rocks? Let's talk high-grade discoveries.
All right, let's shift gears. Starting with Power Metallic. PNPN on the TSXV just wrapped their summer drill program and reported some results.
These numbers are pretty eye-popping. Get this. Full PML 25028 hit, 22.66 meters, grading 4.57% copper equivalent.
Solid intercept on its own. 4.57% QEQ over almost 23 meters.
Yeah, but wait. Within that, an incredible 6.05 meters of 9.70% copper equivalent, almost 10%.
Whoa, okay, 9.7% copper equivalent. Just to put that in perspective for you, that's the kind of grade that smelters often pay a premium for. It's direct shipping potential almost. That kind of intercept can seriously sweeten the overall economics of any deposit.
Definitely boost the average grade. Now, shifting from high grade to just massive scale. ATEX Resources, ATX on the TSXV. They just put out a major resource update for Valeriano down in Chile. The CEO is calling it one of the most significant copper discoveries globally in the last decade. Big words.
And you can see why. The scale is just huge. The updated indicated resource is 475 million tons at 0.88% copper equivalent.
Almost 500 million tons.
Yeah, it's enormous. But, the really interesting part for maybe near-term potential, it's this high-grade starter zone they call the B2B zone.
Okay.
That part has 28.4 million tons indicated, but at 1.36% copper equivalent. That higher-grade core could make the initial economics work better, despite the massive overall size and likely capex. Gives them options.
Right, flexibility. Okay, one more on the resource front. Let's hit battery metals. Renforth Resources, RFR on the CSE. They've just unveiled their first resource estimate for the Victoria Nickel project up in Quebec.
Okay, nickel. What are the numbers?
Initial inferred resource, 125 million tons grading 0.15% nickel equivalent.
0.15% NEQ. So the grade isn't super high compared to some deposits, but 125 million tons.
Okay.
That's bulk tonnage potential, a large-scale system like the CEO Nicole Brewster flag in your surface too.
Exactly. And the real economic kicker here, potentially, the strip ratio is low, under 1 to 1.
Okay. So less than 1 ton of waste for every ton of ore?
Precisely. That makes it much more accessible, potentially cheaper for open pit mining down the road. Big implications for costs.
So it's tying this all together then. What we're seeing is this snapshot, right?
Yeah.
Junior companies getting creative with funding, like tokenization.
Yeah, finding new ways.
Getting that crucial validation from insiders like Sprott stepping up big, and ultimately delivering the kind of high-grade drill results that underpin real resource value for the future, PNPN, ATX, RFR, all showing that potential.
Right. So we've covered the funding angles, the validation, the discovery data. I guess the final question, the one for you listening to mull over, is this. What's the true long-term value? You have projects delivering verified high-grade results, which is great, but they still face those big hurdles. Execution, permitting, maybe raising huge amounts of capital in today's market. Where does the knowledge we have now end, and where does the market risk really begin? Something to think about.